Did you know that studies suggest a surprising number of people, perhaps as high as 85% according to some estimates, reach retirement but don't end up living the vibrant, fulfilling life they dreamed of? It's a tough statistic to hear, isn't it? We spend years working, saving, looking forward to this time of freedom, only for it to feel less than ideal for so many. It's not that they're unhappy every single day, of course, but that deep sense of purpose, connection, and everyday joy seems to elude them more often than not. It's a quiet struggle that many people don't talk about, feeling like maybe they did something wrong, or that this is just how it is supposed to be as you get older. But what if I told you that this feeling isn't inevitable? What if there's a sort of secret, not a magic pill, but a set of simple, powerful practices that can dramatically shift your experience? These aren't complicated things that require a lot of money or effort. They're everyday habits, small shifts that build up over time. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 of these crucial daily habits that can make all the difference, helping you move from just getting by to truly living well in your retirement years. Stick around and watch to the end, because there's something I'll share that might genuinely surprise you about what truly fuels a joyful retirement. Let's start peeling back the layers on how we can beat that surprising statistic and build a retirement that feels truly alive and meaningful. The very first daily habit, one that can lay the foundation for everything else, is finding and nurturing a sense of purpose. It sounds big, doesn't it? Purpose. Like you need to discover the meaning of life or something. But for our daily lives, especially in retirement, it's much more grounded and accessible than that. It's simply about having a reason to get up in the morning, something that gives your day structure and makes you feel useful, needed, or engaged when the demands of a job or raising a family are gone. That built-in structure and feeling of contribution often disappear too. This sudden vacuum can leave people feeling adrift, a bit lost, and lacking motivation. Without something pulling you forward, days can easily blur into one another, filled with passive activities like watching television, which, while fine in moderation, don't really feed the soul or engage your capabilities. So, the habit here is actively cultivating activities, roles, or goals that provide this sense of purpose. This could be volunteering for a cause you care about, mentoring someone, pursuing a long-held hobby with renewed focus, learning a new skill, taking care of grandchildren regularly, or even dedicating time each day to a creative project like writing or painting. The key is that it feels meaningful to you and requires some level of active engagement. It doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's tending a garden that feeds your family or neighbors, or perhaps it's being the family historian, organizing photos and stories. The daily practice is about setting aside time for this purpose-driven activity and committing to it, even on days you don't feel like it. It's showing up for whatever it is that makes you feel alive and valuable. This simple act of having a reason to apply your energy and skills counters the feeling of irrelevance that can creep in during retirement and provides a positive structure for your day, building on that idea of having a reason to engage with the day. The second vital habit is incorporating regular movement into your routine. And when I say movement, I don't necessarily mean hitting the gym hard or running marathons, unless that's genuinely something you enjoy and are able to do. For most of us, it's about finding ways to simply move our bodies consistently throughout the day. As we get older, it becomes even more critical because our bodies tend to lose muscle mass and flexibility if we don't use them. This loss can lead to feeling weaker, less stable, and more prone to aches and pains, which in turn makes us want to move even less, creating a negative cycle. Lack of movement impacts not just our physical health, our heart, our joints, our balance, but also our mental well-being. Getting the blood flowing helps clear the mind, improves mood, and can even help with sleep. The habit here is making movement non-negotiable, woven into the fabric of your day. This could be a brisk walk around the block each morning, doing some gentle stretching or yoga in the living room, joining a low-impact exercise class like water aerobics, or simply finding ways to be more active in your daily tasks, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, gardening, or dancing to your favorite music. The key is consistency and finding movement you enjoy, so it doesn't feel like a chore. Even 10 or 15 minutes several times a day adds up. Think about how you feel after sitting for a long time versus after taking a short walk. There's a noticeable difference. Isn't there? Making deliberate, regular movement, a habit fights against stagnation, keeps your body feeling more capable, and provides a natural energy boost and mood lift that pharmaceuticals simply can't replicate. It's a daily commitment to keeping your physical self engaged and functional, which directly supports your ability to pursue your purpose and enjoy your days. Now, moving from how we engage with the world and our bodies, let's talk about how we connect with other people. The third habit, one that is incredibly important for living well at any age, but particularly in retirement, is nurturing social connections. Humans are fundamentally social creatures. We are wired for connection, for belonging, for interacting with others. When retirement arrives, the workplace, which was a primary source of social interaction for many years, disappears. Friends and family might have moved away, or life circumstances change, and without conscious effort, it's easy to become isolated. This isolation isn't just a little sad. It has serious impacts on our health and well-being, comparable to smoking or obesity in some studies. Feeling lonely or disconnected can contribute to depression, anxiety, and even a faster decline in cognitive function. The habit here is actively seeking out and maintaining meaningful connections with others on a regular basis. This isn't about having a huge circle of acquaintances. It's about having a few genuine relationships where you feel seen, heard, and valued, and where you can reciprocate that feeling. This daily or near-daily habit could involve calling a friend just to chat, scheduling regular coffee dates or walks with neighbors, joining a club or group centered around an interest you share like a book club, gardening group, or craft circle, attending community events, or actively participating in family life. It might even involve reaching out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. The action is deliberate. It's not waiting for connection to happen, but making it happen. Even a short, meaningful conversation can brighten your day. The daily practice is setting aside time to connect, whether it's a phone call in the morning, meeting a friend for lunch, or attending a group meeting in the afternoon. It's about prioritizing human interaction because it feeds our emotional and psychological needs and reminds us that we are part of something larger than ourselves. Disconnecting is easy, but making the effort to connect is a powerful habit that pays dividends in happiness and resilience. We've talked about finding purpose, keeping our bodies moving, and staying connected with others. These three habits alone can make a significant difference. But there are more pieces to the puzzle when it comes to truly thriving in retirement. Continuing our journey into the habits that support a flourishing retirement. The fourth essential practice focuses on keeping your mind active and engaged. Just as our bodies benefit from regular exercise, our brains need stimulation to stay sharp and healthy as we age. Retirement often means a reduction in the complex problem-solving and learning required in a job. And if we're not careful, our minds can become complacent, much like an unused muscle. Studies consistently show that engaging in mentally stimulating activities can help maintain cognitive function, improve memory, and potentially reduce the risk of cognitive decline. The habit here is making learning and mental challenge a regular, even daily, part of your routine. This doesn't mean you need to enroll in a university course, though you could. It's about incorporating activities that require your brain to work. This might involve reading books or articles on subjects you're curious about, working on puzzles like crosswords or Sudoku, learning a new language, playing strategic board games or card games that involve thinking, taking online courses on anything from history to photography, learning to play a musical instrument, or even simply engaging in thoughtful conversations that challenge your perspective. The daily practice is setting aside dedicated time, perhaps even just 20-30 minutes, to engage in one of these mentally stimulating activities. It's about being an active learner and thinker, not just a passive consumer of information. For example, instead of just watching a documentary, maybe you read a book on the same topic and discuss it with someone, instead of aimlessly browsing the internet. Perhaps you dedicate time to researching a specific historical event or a new hobby. This habit keeps your curiosity alive, expands your knowledge, and most importantly, builds cognitive resilience, ensuring your mind remains a powerful tool for navigating and enjoying your retirement years. It adds a layer of richness and intellectual satisfaction to daily life that passive entertainment simply cannot provide. Moving from mental engagement to physical nourishment. The fifth crucial habit is focusing on your nutrition and hydration. What we eat and drink has a profound impact on how we feel, our energy levels, our mood, and our overall health as we get older. Our nutritional needs might change, and our bodies might process food differently, making it even more important to pay attention to what we're fueling ourselves with. Unfortunately, for some people in retirement, mealtimes can become less structured, or they might eat alone more often, leading to less attention being paid to balanced meals. Skipping meals, relying on processed convenience foods, or not drinking enough water can lead to fatigue, digestive issues, difficulty concentrating, and a weakened immune system, all things that make it harder to live well. The habit here is making conscious, consistent choices about eating nutritious foods and staying properly hydrated. This means focusing on whole foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, and limiting processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats. It's also about ensuring you're drinking enough water throughout the day, as dehydration can often manifest as fatigue or confusion, which are easily misattributed to just getting old. The daily practice involves planning your meals a little, perhaps prepping some healthy options ahead of time, making sure your plate has a good balance of different food groups at each meal, and keeping a water bottle handy to sip from regularly. It could be as simple as starting your day with a glass of water, making sure to include a serving of vegetables with lunch and dinner, or having fruit as a snack. It's not about restrictive dieting unless medically necessary, but about consistent, mindful eating and drinking that supports your body's functions and energy levels. Good nutrition fuels both your physical activities and your mental sharpness, making it an indispensable habit for feeling your best every single day. Now, let's talk about something we all need, but often struggle with: sleep. The sixth vital habit for a thriving retirement is establishing healthy sleep patterns. It's a common misconception that older adults need less sleep. The truth is, while sleep patterns might change slightly with age, the need for adequate, restful sleep remains critical, typically around 7 to 9 hours per night for most people. Poor sleep doesn't just make you feel tired, it impacts your mood, your concentration, your memory, your immune system, and even your physical health. Many people in retirement struggle with sleep due to changes in routine, increased napping during the day, or underlying health conditions. But often, improving sleep hygiene can make a huge difference. The habit here is creating and sticking to a consistent sleep routine that promotes restful nights. This involves trying to go to bed and wake up around the same time each day, even on weekends, to regulate your body's internal clock. It also means creating a relaxing bedtime routine, perhaps reading a book, taking a warm bath, or listening to calm music, to signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Avoiding caffeine and alcohol close to bedtime, ensuring your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool, and limiting exposure to screens like TVs, phones, or tablets in the hour before sleep are also key parts of this habit. If you enjoy a short nap, keep it brief, 20-30 minutes, and preferably in the early afternoon, so it doesn't interfere with nighttime sleep. The daily practice is committing to these steps consistently. It's about respecting your body's need for rest and creating an environment conducive to good sleep. Getting enough quality sleep helps your body repair itself, consolidates memories, balances your mood, and gives you the energy needed to fully engage with all the other habits we've discussed. It's a foundational habit that impacts every other aspect of your well-being. Finally, the seventh habit, and one that ties many of the others together, is actively managing stress and cultivating joy. Retirement, while ideally a time of less pressure, can still bring its own unique stresses, changes in finances, health concerns, the loss of loved ones, or navigating new roles. Learning how to effectively manage these stresses is crucial for maintaining emotional well-being. Furthermore, actively seeking out and appreciating moments of joy prevents life from becoming a monotonous routine. The habit here is twofold: regularly practicing stress-reducing techniques and deliberately incorporating activities that bring you genuine happiness. Stress management techniques could include mindfulness or meditation, gentle deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature, listening to calming music, or engaging in creative outlets. It's about finding what works for you to pause, reset, and release tension. Cultivating joy involves actively seeking out experiences and activities that make you feel happy, lighthearted, and grateful. This might be pursuing hobbies you love, spending time with pets, enjoying nature's beauty, listening to or making music, laughing with friends, or simply taking a few moments each day to appreciate the small good things around you. The daily practice involves dedicating time for both, perhaps starting your day with a few minutes of quiet breathing, taking a walk in a park when you feel stressed, and making sure you do something enjoyable, big or small, every single day. It's about being proactive about your emotional health, not just reacting to stress, but building resilience and filling your life with positive experiences. This habit ensures that despite the inevitable challenges life throws your way, you have tools to cope and a consistent source of positivity to draw from, making your retirement not just manageable, but truly joyful. So, we've walked through 7 powerful daily habits: finding purpose, moving your body, nurturing social connections, keeping your mind engaged, eating well and staying hydrated, prioritizing sleep, and managing stress while cultivating joy. It might feel like a lot when you hear them all listed, but the key is to remember that these are habits, things you integrate into your daily rhythm gradually, not overnight revolutions. Think of it less as a checklist and more as a garden you're tending. You plant seeds, you water them consistently, you provide sunlight, and over time, they grow and flourish. Small, consistent actions in each of these areas build up and create a fertile ground for living well. Remember that statistic we talked about at the beginning, the one about so many people failing to live well in retirement. The surprising truth I mentioned, the one that might surprise you, is this: the difference between the 85% who struggle and the 15% who thrive isn't usually about how much money they have, or whether they avoid all health problems, or whether life is perfect. It's overwhelmingly about these kinds of daily habits. The people living well are the ones who have found ways to stay engaged, stay connected, keep learning, keep moving, nourish their bodies, rest their minds, and find joy in the everyday. It's not about having all the answers or being perfectly disciplined. It's about making a conscious effort, most days, to engage in practices that support their well-being. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or like you've missed the boat if these haven't been your focus before now. But please, don't feel that way. It is never too late to start. Even small changes can begin to shift the landscape of your days. Pick one habit that resonates most with you right now and focus on incorporating just a little bit of it into your day. Maybe it's a 15-minute walk, or calling a friend you've been meaning to reach out to, or simply deciding to read for 20 minutes before bed instead of watching TV. Start small, celebrate the little successes, and gradually build from there. Your retirement years hold the potential to be some of the most rewarding and fulfilling of your life. You have the wisdom of years, the freedom of time, and the opportunity to shape your days exactly as you wish. Don't let inertia or the absence of old structures dictate your experience. Be intentional about building habits that nourish your body, mind, and spirit. I truly hope this conversation has given you something to think about and, more importantly, something actionable to try. What resonated most with you? Are there any habits you already practice, or any you feel ready to start incorporating? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be just the inspiration someone else needs. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, as that tells me this kind of content is valuable to you. And if you'd like more ideas and encouragement for living your best life at every age, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, the power to live well is largely in your hands, woven into the fabric of your daily choices. Embrace these habits, be kind to yourself in the process, and live your best life at every age.